Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Factorio with LD7, and today we're just going to catch you guys up on what we have accomplished since the last episode. So as you can see here, we got black science packs or military science packs all set up and automated. Pretty easy to do now because we also got robots set up. So I've got two of these factories. So I've got two machines making construction bots and two making logistics bots. They feed up here and run into this RoboPort, so I've got a few hundred ish of each. In order to do that, I had to set up this nice advanced oil processing refinery over here. So we've got a lot of oil, well, not a whole lot of oil, but we've got a fair amount of stuff as far as that's concerned as well. I am going to expand this light and petroleum gas tanks, just because I don't think these are running anymore because of that. So I need this factory to continue running, that way I can produce the lubricant in order to make the robots. So it is important. You might have to come through if you to expand these tanks every once in a while. So we'll just throw on another couple each, and we'll put one extra on light oil, because I think I make the most of that, and that should be good for the next little bit. I also built this sulfur dioxide or sulfuric acid factory, basically pretty simple. Makes sulfur, a lot of sulfur actually, and then it also turns that sulfur with water and iron into sulfuric acid. Pretty cool. So this is our blue science. I went ahead and have the black science running all the way over to our labs, and it is on the same track as our blue science right here. So we've got red and green, blue and black, and then we're going to put purple and yellow probably on this belt is kind of what I'm thinking. I guess what I can do while we're over here, or actually that probably got built by the robot since it's blueprinted and I do have them set up. So as far as feeding the robots is concerned, they are getting their materials from a couple of different places. So I've got our original red and green science factory over here. I've basically changed all the wooden chests that were in the original design with these red ones. What those are passive provider chests. Basically what those do is any items inside of the chest can be used by robots for building, transporting, all that noise. I also went up to our steel furnace factory, changed steel brick and steel, and then if we go up to our Logistics 3 mall that we built, we can take a look, and I changed most of those over to passive providers as well. So right here, most of this stuff is passive provider chests as well. I did throw in this extra buffer chest to buffer 400 red circuits just so I can keep some of those on me at all times as well. It does kind of depend, like the RoboPort coverage is not the best in the world, unfortunately, and normally the robots are pretty busy. But anyway, we've got most of the stuff coming from those two areas. But because of that, basically, we can build just about anything that we blueprint out at this point, which is going to make things a lot easier for us, all things considered. So why is this not making copper cables anymore? It seems to have stopped. I guess it's because this is full. Okay, that's fine then. Alright, so anyway, that's kind of what we've done since last time. We've got robots set up more or less as what we got finished up, so that feels pretty good. I did build this concrete factory as well, so I've got this chest full of concrete, and this one has hazard concrete, and these I just built because they needed them to keep on assembling, so I'll just expand the buffer a little bit of the hazard one. You can build hazard concrete from 10 pieces of regular, so not a big deal. I've got 4 machines building regular and then just this one for hazard. I just did that so they could go through and lay down the floor on some of these templates. They have concrete and stone brick or whatever, so not a big deal. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't have to floor out your factories like that if you don't want. It does increase your walk speed though, so it can be useful in that regard. Let's go ahead, now that we've got military science, we can do a couple more researches. I also finished pretty much all the red and green research, and all the red, green, blue research just while waiting. So I think we will go ahead and do military 3 now that we've got military packs. We could do combat robotics as well. That's a pretty good research because you can get follower robots, which are pretty powerful, especially once you upgrade that a few times. Because we're most likely going to need to go and clear out a couple of biters just to gain access to more resources. So like over here, I'd like to hook up that copper and iron, just because I think I'm going to need it to build the other factories that we're going to need to make the other science packs. So like if we go in here, I still have to do yellow science, which looks like this. Pretty massive factory, all things considered. If we right click in, we can kind of take a look. So this one uses blue belts, which is kind of annoying. I don't really understand why it needs that. I guess it's just to speed stuff up more than anything. But it looks like this is a copper belt. Well, yeah, that has to be a copper belt. And this has to be copper as well. So let me just trace these back. Is that coming through from the same point? Kind of looks like it. So that goes there. The science comes out here. Okay, that makes sense. But so I know it'll probably take iron, copper, steel, and then maybe coal might be needed as well. And where does this belt come from? So right here connects down. Okay, so this is actually where the yellow comes out. So okay, it does have the 4 inputs and the output all in one spot, so that's nice. I'm pretty sure one of these belts is going to be for coal because it's making its own plastic over here. So let's see, where is it getting? So it's, I can't honestly tell. I think these look like they're inserting maybe, or no, those look like they're outputting onto this belt. So that's where the plastic bars are going out. Okay. So that means coal must come here. So follow that up. So coal goes in here. Alright, that's easy enough. And then we'll need iron, steel, and copper. And then is this just a second copper belt, maybe? Comes out there. And then it's put on a belt with something else. Looks to be coal, maybe. And then it's fed up to these. So yeah, that's a copper belt. And I think this is a copper belt as well. So, okay, not too bad. The purple one, same thing. We got to build this guy as well. So we're going to need probably the same stuff would be my guess. So we need coal for those, which if we follow these yellow ones, comes out here. And yeah, so this belt is coal. The one next to it is probably iron. It's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next one is iron because these are iron sticks. Okay, so coal, iron. Or well, actually, coal, iron, copper. And then I'm sure it's going to need steel. So steel probably... Or actually, maybe it's making its own steel with these furnaces up here. That's probably what that is. So, okay, so iron in as well. And then on this one, maybe you just put steel directly. It goes in, or it goes onto that belt to make the furnaces. So yeah, I think that's steel as well. Or it's stone brick. Let me just look and see what do these take. So advanced circuit, steel plate, stone brick. So the question is, does this feed itself steel to build the furnaces? Which it does look like it does. Okay, cool. So iron, and this must be stone brick. Alright, that's easy enough. We should be able to get that taken care of relatively quickly. So we need stone brick, iron, iron, copper, coal. Okay, so that's relatively easy. The rest of this stuff, like I don't have the refineries automated, or these automated, or this, or these automated, or these automated. So once we get these built, though, we'll start building the electric furnaces automatically, which will be nice. I would like to build the roboports automatically as well, and I think I do have a template that will do that for us. So I can't build this one yet because I don't have the advanced logistics research yet, which takes purples, so I have to get purples going before that, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and do combat robots just for fun, so we can keep stuff going. But I think there's one called like high tech something or another, and it will give us the roboports built automatically, which would be nice, and I think it also does the electric furnaces automatically. So I'm just looking through. Let's see. So red, green, blue, nuclear power, jump start. Nope, that's not it. So that's the robot production. I just went out and found another blueprint for that. Pretty easy, all things considered. Where's the one that I want? It's probably in here, because this has a lot of blueprints. So logistics late game, can't build that yet because we don't have the blue belt. Research done. It's this guy right here is what I want. So I can't quite do all the chests or the beacons for this yet because I can't do the research for it, but I can build everything else. So it looks like this one probably just takes iron, copper, and does it actually take circuits, or does it kind of... So these take steel... So these take steel, copper, and iron sticks. So maybe you actually just put in steel, copper, iron sticks, which wouldn't be too bad. So I'm just going to put that on my hotbar so I've got it ready to rock and roll. So I know those red chests take steel, so we're going to have to feed it steel from somewhere. So that's probably what the if we look at this, I think that the rightmost belt is probably for steel. The second, or well, the leftmost is iron because it's feeding that iron gear factory, and then the second one in from left must be copper, or well, no, it makes more sense that the top one would be copper actually, now that I'm looking at it, because it looks like that's where the copper cables are being, or where they're getting their copper from anyway. So okay, I guess the second one must be steel. I guess that makes sense, ish. What does roboports take to build? Steel, gear wheels. So yeah, alright, so the second in from the top must be steel. Or well, I don't actually know. That's hard to say. It could be a number of different things, honestly. Maybe let's actually just blueprint this real quick, and I'm just gonna run out of this green square because that means the robots won't come over and start building it because they can't reach it. So I can take a look at these. So this says green and reds need to come in on this. Steel needs to go in there. And then iron and copper needs to go in there. Okay, that's easy enough. So I kind of want to go up to where I have green and red set up already so I don't have to build new factories for them. And they should have the other materials we're going to need to build this as well. So I'm thinking the easiest way is to go up to where we have our logistics mall built, and we can just slap this on the side somewhere. And it should be okay. Like, I don't need a whole hell of a lot of that kind of the stuff that's built by this. Primarily, I just want the roboports, and giving it access to roboports will help me be able to blueprint stuff and still be able to kind of, you know, do what it's supposed to. So let's see. So there's iron here. I can pull copper and steel off here. There's the red and green. So let's try building it right here. So if I do something like that, let me just zoom out a little bit. Damn, the cliff's just barely in the way. So I guess I can do something like this. Try to like nudge it in up like that. Just so I have a little bit of room to work with. So let's go ahead and try that. So I need copper and iron. Well, this is red and green, so let's connect that because that's just a single belt, which is easy. I don't have to use filters for. Just bring it through like this. Underground, belt it. Leave these two open because I'm sure I'm going to need the space. And we will just do that. Cool. That is set up. We need steel, which is pretty easy as well. Can just filter insert some steel. And I'm also probably going to pull... Well, actually, I can split the copper off of this belt right here. So we'll just have this one do steel. And we can actually connect that with the copper back here, potentially. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to break this. We're going to run this up a little bit sooner, just so I have more belt to work with for a splitter, and then I can run it underground. So let's do this. We'll do kind of break this one off right here, run it across, and then I guess like that. And I've got the steel and copper, which goes in right there, I think. Oh, it's supposed to be copper and iron. Fuck. Okay. JK. We just need steel on one. So we'll take steel in. Goes in this line. This should be long enough to go underneath. Yeah. Cool. Break that and that because I don't need it. And now I just need to run some iron down, which should be pretty easy as well. I'll just split off of this belt right here and run it down the side. Like so. And I guess what we'll do is we will just connect it in like this. Just clear that for a sec. Alright, so now I've got iron and copper on a belt. And let's see if this is going to be... Yeah, it is. Dope. So if I do that, I think that should basically be everything set up. The last piece is going to be to set these as passive providers instead of wooden chests. That way all the items can be taken, basically, by the robots and used to build with. So I am going to need to build another RoboPort, just so these are in range, but that is okay. It should start building those automatically once some of the steel kind of gets through. I might actually need a second filter inserter just to kind of like saturate this belt. So let me do this instead. We're gonna run this like that, put one there and one there, and we'll throw a second filter inserter like this and have it load steel as well. And I do need a power pole, so I'll just do that. And that should, I mean, that should work pretty good for what we're trying to do here. And we already got a RoboPort, so cool. I can go ahead and place that down, power it, and now all these chests are in range. So cool. Now we've got that set up. So basically, we've got all the high-tech stuff kind of linked into our logistics network. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and put RoboPorts on my hotbar, or have the robots bring me up to 10, or bring me 10 RoboPorts. That way I've got them and can place them as we're running around. But cool. So we got that kind of set up. That's great. I think this is the T2. Yeah, those are substations. So I don't actually have those in my inventory. So I guess we can carry a few of those. Why not? Anyway, guys, so there we go. We got another blueprint set up. So now we've got all the high-tech stuff being built automatically, with the exception of the beacon and there's a couple of items here that we don't have, I guess. So we're missing the beacon, we're missing some of the logistics chests because we can't research it yet, but that's fine. We'll get those built up eventually. We need to get purple science, basically the next big hurdle for us. So we'll probably tackle that in the next episode. We'll get the factory set up for purple science, and then we'll be ready to go. So if you enjoyed the episode today, be sure to like, comment, subscribe as always, and until next time, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.